Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm playing Factory in the Sky 4 on the FTOG server, and I'm standing on a thing. In fact, I now have a roof. Well, I have a small little roof. Let me show you what I got. I got a roof right here, right here. Let's run down. And so this is my 15 by 15 grass area. That's going to be the center of my plaza. And then I want to have this porch area here, and since all I've got is stone and wood at this point, this is dark oak, there's some spruce and oak, then yeah, I'm going with a mix of these, and it kind of works. But now I actually have a nice little porched roof area that I can sleep in. The rain doesn't get me, and it works great. Now eventually I'm going to do this on all four sides and have buildings beyond. I'm not at that point yet. This has worked out really, really well. The wooden bucket does work to move the lava. It just hurts because the wood is burning and you're burning, and so you want to get that moved over as fast as possible. So that was loads of fun. But yeah, it took very little time to get me the 2K stone in here, and that's what I've been using to do all this. Speaking of all this, here is my wood farming area, and this has worked out extremely well. It's 8 blocks from here to here, and I got a 2x2 section. And then if you hit the, in this case, my grave key, and you can crouch, you can change it from shapeless to small tunnel. And I'm going to mine this piece down right here. And then I won't use my axe. Now I can mine up through the spruce, because quite often there's more than 64 blocks in a spruce, and so I'd have to pillar up down there, or pillar up to there to get the last bit, which I don't like that idea, because then I'd have to mine, or break the blocks coming down. But this part I love, just watching all the stuff rain down. Not too much with that tiny little piece up there, but the good news is I can just walk around the edges here. Okay, I have to get a little bit out. But a lot of times it's just right along the edges, and it just picks everything up, which is great. Only one sapling. That's the first time that I've not gotten a bunch back. So let's get some more, some of that. And oh, no, I needed those. And then over here's my wood. So let's put that in there, and then we'll get rid of these here and that there. Let's plant this back. So it's made getting both dark oak and spruce really easy. Oh, now this is going to give me a ton of good stuff. Okay, since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, because from here I can target the underside, and that mines up. So I only need to mine one block to get access to this, whereas with the other, I like mining with both blocks so I can easily see. And now there's a big cascade of stuff coming on down, and there's always like a few that just refuse. But again, super simple to sit there, come through here and pick up all the results. And yeah, hoppers, who needs hoppers? I did put a little full top block there because I wanted to get this well lit. Although looking at it, I'm in mushroom fields, so I don't think I'm going to spawn any mobs. So I could have really dark things, I guess. Speaking of spawning mobs, a merchant came around. I looked at the trader and said, "You don't have anything I want." I killed him and his one llama, and so I got these things. Let's grab this loot crate, because I'm not sure what it's gonna do. I got an amethyst shard. Okay, so let's put how many? Okay, just the one. Put that into here. Did a bunch of gravel processing, and that's a lot of iron nuggets out of that. I didn't want to have a storage for the iron nuggets because I figured I'd use them up really quick. Did do, I think, maybe 4 stacks of dust, which is not a whole lot and doesn't give me back much. But that's just kind of the way it is. Toss those in there, and then these go up in here, and then sticks over here. All right, so that's what's been doing. I've got the 4 here, and I probably won't make more. I could go, I think you can do a 3x3. You might be able to do a 5x5. I seem to recall the last time I played with this Ex Deorum that I could do a 5x5 of these sieves. Don't need to because I plan on going through the meshes pretty fast. So this I processed through, don't have any of those yet, which is fine. Did a lot of this. I've got the ability to make an iron ore chunk. So here's my iron ore. And for that, you need 4 of these, and that gives you iron ore. And that should open up the next piece. Yep. And then from that, I can smelt that down into iron ore, or I can, get some of this. And I've created this already because I made a bucket for me. Oh, wait, here's spread out, give you the ingot. So it looks like it does not work. It doesn't remember that I've created stuff like I've created. Oh no, this does have check marks on them. Interesting. Okay. I just need to make an oak crucible. I don't really think I'm going to use that to make water because I can. I've got infinite water here. In fact, I put stairs along the outside here so that I would have infinite water, and it kind of looks nice. And so I just grab with a bucket, and boom, I got as much water as I want. And that way, I don't have holes that I fall into because I don't like that. All right, so there's that. But I made the flint mesh, which is just the mesh upgraded with 4 flint. I want to sit there and do the flint mesh with the iron, and then gold, and then diamonds to sit there and have 4 of these diamond mesh. Because if I use this and I use gravel, I start to get deep slate. And I love deep slate. Deep slate is great. Plus, if I start using soul sand and stuff like that, I can start getting some other things. Like I have no nether quartz at this point because I haven't made no soul sand. Well, how do you make soul sand? You sit there and have a bucket, a barrel with witch water in it, and you add sand to it, kind of like I had the water and I added it with I had water and then I clicked it with dust. It gave me clay. Same process. Witch water plus sand will give you soul sand. Witch water. Well, how do you make witch water? Well, it tells you. You put water in a barrel on top of mycelium, and more mycelium around it will speed up the process. It will grow mushrooms, and occasionally some of those will grow tall. So I typically will do like a 9x9 piece of the mycelium, and then I'll put strings around just to stop that from happening. And then witch water lava can make a netherrack generator, so I may make another one of these and sit there and make me a netherrack generator, because why not? I think that would work out well. But I've got tons of these items, which is really nice. 24 diamonds, which is really cool. I'm going to be using 16 of those to make the upgrade to my mesh. And then the next thing with that, so I'll make all of these. It'll take me a while to make the netherite mesh, mainly because if we look at this and sifting with that, here. Crushed blackstone gives me a chance of getting ancient debris. So that's how I'm going to be able to get the netherite to get that to work. But for the quest to work, I need also to get the smithing template, which means I have to go into the nether. Not going to happen anytime soon. But the fact that I'm going to have 4 of these, the reason why is I want to sit there and make the mechanical sieve. So I can sit there and let RF do the working for me rather than me doing that. And for that, I'm going to need RF. And for that, I'm thinking lava and mechanism. But it's starting to get dark, so I'm going to prep a whole bunch of things. And then I got to figure out, A, why is it always raining? And B, where am I going to put this? Probably into there, which means I'm going to need something more than what I currently have. Future Grok here, and Past Grok was dumb, and so I have to fix his mistake. There is no voice track for this section, and this is like 20 minutes. Thank you, Past Grok. One of the things that we do is when we start off a recording, we do a sound check to make sure that the voice is being recorded, and I look at the voice levels in OBS, and I also do a click inside the game to make sure that that also is being recorded, and I can sync them up nicely. He did it, but the mic isn't working. And I don't know why the next video isn't working either. So episode 3 is, I have to redo that too. Here's Past Grok talking about the niftiness of using the vanilla dripstone method with lava on blocks on top to get a source of lava, and the cobble gen over there is gone. This is dumb. And he shouldn't be so proud of this, because using the crucible over lava is such a better deal, and he uses this elsewhere. This specifically, the stone barrel with the lava here from there, I combined with the glowstone dust that I'd made. And with that, I got end stone that I could crush so that I could get here the chorus flower, the chorus fruit, and the end Eye of Ender plus 2 Ender Pearls. And it took me some like 20, 24 of these, and I didn't have much by way of crushed dust stuff to do. But I got enough of the glowstone to sit there and get the 2 Ender Pearls I wanted, because I wanted elevators, which would be super nice. But that's a dumb setup. It's not nearly as efficient as it should be. It would make more sense to say make a second of the crucibles to sit there, and if you need lava this fast, don't do this. And he keeps coming back there, and he keeps talking about how it's so cool, and it's dumb. But this was set up a long time before I actually got the crucible running. And over here is where I have all my machines now set up. This is the cobble gen got moved over here, lava there, water here, working out great. This is a stone generator, which is, again, lava and water. And I'm using the crucible here because I've got the lava there, because why not? And this is the smart way to do it. Don't do the dripstone. Not nearly as good. Anyway, using the same sort of cobble gen, if you put the stone underneath the cobble gen and then you feed it water and lava, it'll work. Now, I've got 2 source blocks of water to the side because it consumes the water, and he'll break this and show you. It's generating, or it's consuming the water here, and when I'm full, and I am here, I place that so it stops, and I don't need to sit there and generate, the tick on the server. Anyway, this is a great source of not needing to go through and smelt up cobble into stone. Now, again, with the cobble generator, if you have water and lava and obsidian underneath, and I just had some water here and I just clicked the lava bucket underneath there and it made obsidian, this generates obsidian, except lava gets consumed. And so that's where Past Grok said, oh, well, hey, I've got the porcelain crucible. Why don't I use that to generate lava with hopper and stuff to feed in the cobblestone? And we'll say hi to people joining the server. And that's what I've been doing to generate the obsidian. This is the witch water plus lava, and it says it should generate netherrack, but it doesn't with the cobble gen. You have to use the vanilla method, where you put a hopper underneath, and here's my mycelium and oak barrel to sit there and generate the witch water. Super easy. I said in the last episode that when you put this, that sometimes mushrooms generate, and sometimes they grow extra tall, especially if you're twerking around nearby. I've yet to see any mushrooms grow there. So to summarize, Past Grok is an idiot. I should have checked mic levels, and but having elevators are very nice, and I do like having them with emerald or some glowing block. At this point, I really don't want to use glowstone, but I could, but I prefer something else other than glowstone. Down here is where I'm going to set up power, because I want to use some machines, and I'm going to be using lava to generate the power. And I'm going to mention Past Grok is an idiot for not checking the voice level, because now I have to figure out what on earth he's doing, because do I remember? No. Anyway, here's my project chest of all the various bits that I need to make. And so I'll just, why don't I just chop it and grab everything that way? Well, I didn't. I'm using the mechanism heat generator, 4 of them. It's a great passive way of generating power if you've got lava. Uh, item pipe or energy pipes from pipes. And I've got enough to make 2 sets. And I was waffling along saying, do I need 2 of them or do I need just the one? Don't know. Making the mechanical sieve because I'm sick and tired of doing that manually. And then also the mechanism infusion, metallurgic infuser, because that actually is great for getting into the mechanism stuff and getting steel. So here Rock has problems, chopping and placing things because you can't check mic levels. And anyway, the idea is to set up a sieve here with a hopper to push the items into a chest so that I can then harvest all the stuff and it can just run, which is a great way of automating stuff. It does need to FE to run, and here Past Grok is asking, I wonder if it will pull it out. Yes, it does. It does pull it out. Anyway, so if we go down here, I've got this set up for doing heat generators, and they work by having heat sources around them, in this case, lava. And so the more sides you can have lava around them, the more heat they generate, the more electricity they generate from that heat. And so the way this is set up, they will end up having lava on 5 sides, 5 of their 6 sides. And I don't need a block there, or I don't need to have an empty block there. So putting in the pipes, and here's where Past Grok is sitting there going, I don't think I need cards to speed up because it doesn't really need much by way of speed. And he pulls up the pipes thing. But a wrench is going to be necessary to make it an output. Some devices push out anyway, and some just automatically require it to be set up that way. This turns out that they have to be set up to be in pull mode, and the problem is not knowing which of the wrenches to use. This one is the one from Pipes. I keep clicking past it. Pipes has its own wrench, but that needs rods, iron rods, or any sort of rod, and that needs the platinum ore hammer in it, which is a problem. That I don't have that. I do discover that I can make iron rods, but I can do that from a recipe where you just do 2 iron ingots and it makes iron rods, which is great. It works in this version. It doesn't work in the current version. Muggler Magic knows about this, so hopefully there'll be a fix for that, but we'll find out. Anyway, dump off stuff that I don't really need right now. Yay. Grab back the torches because yay. Who doesn't like torches? So now grabbing the lava, I can come in here and I've got a block that I can put the lava against. I don't think you can lava log these trapdoors, but I like having something that I can click against with the lava bucket. And so that single lava source there is flowing around 5 sides of the heat generator. And if we look, you can actually see it is generating heat. I think it's about 30 FE, which is not a huge amount, but with 4 of them, that's pretty good. So that's what I'm going to set up. I could double or triple this, but nah, I'm not going to do that. If I need to start making 8, 12 of a thing, obviously I need to do a different setup because that's not the modded Minecraft way. Plus I don't want to put lots of different machines like that. I do like this as an early passive power generator for a pack. It just there are others that I would like better. Anyway, pop up there, Grok. Come on. There you go. And this is not the most safe of setups because the way these trapdoors work, I can actually walk into the lava, and that is still painful. So like right there, there to the left, I could just walk right into that lava. And I've done that already once, but that's okay. I survived. Oh, hey, give me that couple. So now all of those are generating power. Unfortunately, and check these things up here. They're talking about needing a pipe wrench of some sort. And that's the one for the furniture mod, which I could do because I had the leather from killing a llama and the iron from before and the string. So definitely something that I could afford at the time. And the question is that something that will do the work for me? Well, spoiler, no, it will not work. And I test it right here, and nope, does not work. This does not work for these other pipes. Some do, like the mechanism configurator. That works on a lot of other pipes. Just doesn't here. So the next one for me to make, and I'm looking at the pipes mod, and here's the pipe for the pipe mod, and it needs the rods. And I'm talking about using the cards to speed things up, but I don't need that down there. Rods. These rods need a immersive engineering press or the hammer from, but the hammer, the immersive engineering needs rods, that needs the hammer, so it's a whole problem. And this is where I found, oh, stack the two iron ingots on top, that can give me the rods. Great. Unfortunately, that's been fixed, or that recipe has been removed, and so it needs to be fixed. And so there needs to be something that will make this an earlier game possibility. But I managed to sneak in and get it done before it got patched with a new build. So there's my pipe wrench from Pipes, and now the question is, will this work? And he doesn't test it there because it doesn't gonna do us any good, but it will if he tests it down here. Will it work? And crouch right click. Yes, it is now pulling out power, and so that is unblocked there. Now I have power going on upstairs. Great. And you can't really see the power draining from there because they don't all pull the same amount of power. They get pulled from one. Like north gets pulled first. Grok says, "Oh, I can't put any cobble in there because it needs to sieve it. So I've got some gravel, and there's some gravel, and I can sift the gravel. Why not?" So let's go ahead and do that. Shift click, shift click. It doesn't go in, and pushing it in there, it doesn't go in. And now Grok's going, "Oh crap! Oh, but maybe it needs the mesh. Okay, let's grab the mesh. Let's run back there. Let's put the mesh in place, and then it may accept the bits." Yes, it does. And you can both shift click it and drop it in there, and now it actually works. And now the question is, will that get pulled out? Yes, it does. And as long as this is running at this level, it's fine. Uh, Spoiler, I got this enchanted. It's like Fortune 2, Efficiency 3, so it's running faster and it's generating more, and it's too fast for that wooden hopper. So I created some item conduits, item pipes, put that in there, and I actually added a one of those filter upgrades to speed it up even more. Not that it's really necessary at this speed, but it was nice to have. But that's later. So talking about the item pipes, do I need them right now? No. Later, yes. So, whole bunch of different quests that have been done. I do need to make the mechanical hammer. That way, I don't have to hammer the stuff to have the sieve do the sieving, and that's the best way. Get a little bit of of both of those. Let the power do the work for you. Why not? All right, what are you talking about now, Grok? The metallurgic infuser. This is the early way and easy way for me to get steel. So 4 iron ingots, 4 charcoal or coal is enough to convert them into 4 steel. And the need for 4 steel is so that I can do the steel frame that some of these mechanism machines need. I do love being able to muffle sound of these. I find it very obnoxious that mechanism puts in a sound that to me is really grating for so many of these machines. And you can make muffle upgrades. Yeah, I just don't like that idea. I don't like it at all. Anyway, it's using the carbon from the coal or the charcoal to enrich the iron. And here's where I need the steel and some glass and some osmium to sit there and make this steel frame, because that's necessary for a bunch of different machines in mechanism. So I end up needing to make a bunch of these. Redstone plus copper gives me some alloys, and so a bunch of different stuff. You run it through once and it's rich. You run it through the second time, you get the steel dust, and then you can smelt that up in whatever furnace that you've got to make that. And one of the reasons why I wanted to make this was to make a battery for all this power. And I'm okay with having a very slow generation of power if I have a big battery that I can store stuff. And this doesn't show because it's maxed out, but I think it's about 30 some odd FE per tick that these are generating. So call it 120, which is fine as long as you have only a few machines running. Both of these could be running, and they run like I think 20 and 40. So not a huge amount of power at this point. But as soon as you start adding a bunch more machines into place, then you have a whole bunch of things. I don't like being able to see holes through my floor. I would love to have some way of covering those up, but for right now, I just don't care. But that's a decent hiccup. That's a decent amount of resources pulled out of 20 some odd pieces of gravel, especially in diamonds. It's unusual for me to be using uh, as many diamonds as I have this early in a game, because typically I don't have that many diamonds. But doing the hammering into gravel and then sifting that it got a lot of diamonds. So I've got all four of my mesh all the way up to diamond level, which is really cool. What is he talking about here? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I do like getting the deep slate stone pebbles out of here because I do like deep slate to build with. I just haven't done anything because I've got cobble, and the cobble is super easy. All right. Uh, what is Past Grok going to be doing here? Talking about the steel dust. No, talking about this. Blah 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 blah. Hey, we're about the end. This is about where Past Grok is going to be done. Signing off. Say that you can join the server, which you can. Information is down at the bottom. Uh, and he owes me some pizza. And if you've made it all this way, I will show you a little bit of what the very first segment was like when I synced up the time with a little burp in there, because I do that sometimes. Anyway, the past Grok messing up for future Grok, and thanks for watching. Bye. Uh, uh, test type hack. Howdy, folks.